Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and I'm here with a review for Forest Grove on Xbox. Now, this was released on the 29th of November 2023, developed by Myga Games, published by Blowfish Studios. I was lucky enough to be sent a copy to do this video review, so huge thank you to them for that. Now, Forest Grove is a first-person detective game, like a mystery, where you basically have to uncover a whole host of forensic clues, solve puzzles, and piece together this mystery. Imagine a CSI episode, but set in like 2070s. Now, in this game, you play as this detective on this case, and you're looking into this mystery about this girl called Zooey, who is the teenage heiress to this billion-dollar tech fortune. Her stepmother, Mary, reported her missing, and she was last seen in her bedroom in Forest Grove in Oregon. Now, because this is the semi-distant future, you've got a whole host of fancy techniques to help explore and uncover this mystery. So you work for the Remote Forensics Bureau, and you use their newest technology called the Nanodeck. And basically, this recreates the scene of the crime as such, virtually, for you to explore and interact with and sort of uncover the truth. Now, you have to basically find out what happens to Zooey, like where she disappeared to why, and if there's any sort of foul play. Now, one cool thing about this game is, though, you actually have to find loads of pieces of the puzzle, and in the end of the game, you literally decide who's being accused of what and put your sort of findings forward. And I like that. That's the best bit of the game, how it gives you that sort of freedom to make that decision, right or wrong. Now, this is very much like just a walking sim-esque game. You'll walk around this house, interact with a variety of different items in a variety of different rooms. You also have this little like floating orb that's used to interact with like past images, and it like replays sort of memories, which is really cool. And you have to sort of find them and put them into the right place. And you'll walk around this house. I think there's like 3 floors all in. You will find items with things like DNA samples on and stuff like that. So you have to swab them for the DNA samples. You'll find letters and puzzles to solve, and there's secret areas, there's secret rooms, and there's laptops and tablets and safes that you have to uncover passwords by finding clues around the house. So these could be in letters or hidden behind pictures and stuff like that. And you really have to sort of remember things going forward to be able to figure out everything. And I did think that was really cool. Now, the story itself, that's the weakest part of this game. It's a really cool premise. I like the sort of semi-futuristic setting and how they've sort of explained the equipment and everything you get to use. But the story, while it's interesting, and I was interested to see where it went, I basically roughly called it about within the first like 35 minutes of the game. It's no twists. I was expecting maybe a big twist at the end, or as you're progressing, it would get more and more off-putting. You'd send you one way, but it'd actually be another way for the true ending. And in the end, it was really the obvious result. I don't want to spoil it. There's a secret, like there's a door that goes somewhere and it's locked and you can't get through it. You will eventually be able to unlock it by playing through the game, unlocking all the clues, progressing all like the story as such. And it has like a big revelation, but it's not a huge payoff. It's not like Sixth Sense where you're like, oh my god. It's kind of like, oh, that's exactly what I thought, which is the only downside. Now, it does try and throw you off with a few red herrings in some of the characters, and there are a whole host of different characters. I think there's 8 different characters to sort of find clues, find evidence, interactions with to sort of make your own decisions. So there's obviously the stepmom, there's the dad, there's the doctor, there's her friend, like all sorts of different people, and they're all woven together. You can see their interactions with each other through their tablets and computers and stuff like that. And it was interesting, and it was done quite well. Now, it doesn't look fantastic. The environments look nice and detailed enough, but the character models, there's something off about the character models. They kind of remind me of the character models you see in those weird 3D visual novels that are for adults that you see on Steam, but they've just sort of repositioned them and stuff like that. Some of the facial expressions and things just look a little bit off. But getting past that, this is a more indie game at a low price. You're going to get a good 4 or so hours out of it, depending on how quick you get through it. It's pretty straightforward for achievements as well. If you do make a mess, you can just reload like a save if you guess wrong at the end. And it does grade your performance at the end of the game as well, asking you like how you did compared to what you could possibly have done. And you do have a map. You get quick teleports. You can blitz around the environments as well. And it also sort of gives you a rough idea of how much of like the items, the clues, everything like that you found on each level. So it does kind of hold your hand a little bit. So you can see how far progressed you are before making your final like Sherlock Holmes deduction, basically. So you basically have to keep building up your percentage until you're at a point where you should easily be able to join the dots, connect all of the items and everything like that, and come out with a full-on conclusion. But all in all, like I said, this game has a lot of promise. It's a nice little mystery. I like the story. Admittedly, it wasn't as like overwhelming as I thought it was going to be. It was very straight to the point, but it is a budget price, and like I say, if you can suffer through the weirdness of the character models, the actual game itself is really interesting, and it just sort of plods along at a nice steady pace. Now on Xbox, it's priced at a very cheap price of £16.99. Playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S consoles, and it's optimized for Series X and S as well. It's also available on PC and other systems too, so definitely check it out. You could probably run through this in under 2 hours with a guide, and that will basically blitz you through the achievements. However, I do recommend just exploring the world, finding out everything you need to know, interacting with everything, and just sort of soaking in the story, because that's where the game shines in its sort of piece by piece storytelling, slowly but surely uncovering things and finding like the truth, basically. But that's that for this video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you soon for more content. Bye for now.